We are truly invested. And when I say we, I'm like Integrity, Eldercare, all of the Integrity business units out there. We are all invested in the agent growth. And so this technology is 100% built to help you, the agent out in the field, do more with your valuable time. And so these are just a few of like the ways that the technology does this um, from a high view. So one, of course, to save time, and this how they categorize this as with prioritized pre-enrollment focus. So using solutions like the exclusive professional agent website, the lead store to create demand and AI insights and tags to target the right opportunities. Yes, this technology does this. Two, scalable impact during qualification and submission. And you'll notice they're italicizing qualification, and that's one of the new features I'm excited to talk to you about today. But how we do that is with AI call notes, pre-built campaign, compliant client marketing, automatic appointment scheduling, and self-serve client sync intakes. And lastly, it is elevated after enrollment engagement with cross-sell and upsell intelligence. I love that they use that word. Production reporting and pre-built follow-up campaigns. How cool is that? So hopefully all of you are already registered for Integrity. You will always go to integrity.com to sign in, register, access this technology. If you do not have access to this technology, please reach out to us here at Eldercare. We want to help you get access. That way you can save time and sell more. And one of the best parts about our technology is it is at no cost to you. Imagine that, a CRM, call recording, like quote, enroll, all the things at no cost to you. I do see some feedback coming in. Good morning. We got some new people on Integrity Connect. Vicky, good morning. I hear and see your smiling face. Thank you, Vicky. We have some folks that have never used Integrity Connect. Okay, that makes me excited because I love blowing the socks off of people. I know like my favorite compliment to hear, like once I get help an agent get onboarded is why have I not been using this sooner? And I see some of those agents on here that were like, why was I not using this sooner? Trying to move it exclusively, but you're going through the transition process. Yes, yes. The transition to switching platforms can be frustrating, but it is so worth it. Tyler, good morning. I really enjoy using Integrity Connect. It's a great tool. I really like the new MedSup option. Oh, Tyler coming in hot with the brand new feature this week. Okay, so when you log in to integrity.com or Integrity Connect, you are directed to your dashboard. And I'm, again, like I said, I'm going to try and do this training a little different. I'm going to try and put myself in your shoes and do kind of like the day-to-day that agents might be doing. So when you first log into Integrity Connect, this is the dashboard that you look at. So the highlights are kind of like your to-dos. Like this first one is ready to connect, and this is any new leads that you're getting. So when you log in, you'll know, if anyone new has filled in something on your website. So a form like wanting to meet with you or get quotes. If you're purchasing leads in the lead marketplace, it's all going to populate right here on the ready to connect. That way you know right away if you have anyone new to talk to and you want to talk to them while they're hot, right? So in addition to that, you will get email notifications when you get leads as well, because we understand the importance of talking to them as soon as they're reaching out, right? Um, Joanne, this slide, there's no slides. I'm in the platform live with you, but this will be recorded, so you can always go back and pause and continue as you need. And then once you kind of figure out what leads you have to work, you can look at your calendar next. So this is one of the newer features that we added where you can sync your Outlook or Google Calendar to Integrity Connect. And what's really cool about this is it, like I said, it syncs, so it works both ways. You can see your appointments on your personal calendar in here, and vice versa. You'll be able to see the appointments you've scheduled on here on your Google or Outlook calendar. It makes it a lot easier so you don't have to bounce back and forth so often to see what is going on your calendar. And the really, really cool part about using the scheduler on Integrity is that when you schedule those appointments, it automatically notifies the client that it was scheduled and it automatically reminds the client of the appointment the day before. So you don't have to set that up. It just does it automatically as soon as you schedule the appointment on here. And within the calendar, you'll notice like I have an appointment today with Jamie to make sure, that she signed the app I sent her. And you'll notice that I do have an appointment here for a life appointment with Sue Lou. So in the calendar, there are two different things you can do. You can do reminders, which you'll notice is a little bell, and you can do appointments, which is a little calendar uh, icon right here. Next is unlinked connections. So this is like any missed calls or text messages that you've received on the Integrity business number that we provide you. If you do not have them as a contact in here, this is where they go. So this is how we're saving those text and calls, right? Because everything on that line is recorded. We don't know what contact to put it to, so it's coming to unlinked. And then once you realize who it is, you can create that contact and link it to them. Or if it is a spam call, because those are happening in the world these days, you can always create a contact. I recommend calling it trash can. That's the new contact name I've been using. But I made a contact in here called trash can. So I'm just linking all of the spam calls to that trash can contact record. And then like I know this contact does go to Kevin. It was just it's not linking because it's a duplicate contact. I have that number saved on multiple contacts. Whoops, I might have went too fast for it. And then lastly, the health SOAs. So these are scopes of appointments that you, the agent, still haven't signed. So this can happen right now, right? Because technically we're still in that 48-hour rule. So once you send the scope of appointment and you have to wait that 48 hours, once that 48 hours is up, it will let you know and you can complete the scope of appointment and sign it yourself. That is what that means, is that the agent still needs to sign the scope of appointment. So you'll notice I have some really old ones from 2025, probably from a training that me, the agent, hasn't signed yet. But you can clean those up and complete those. And I would recommend doing that. That way you know if you truly do have any scopes that you still need to sign. And so as an agent, I'm scrolling down, I'm looking at my policy information to make sure there's no unlinked policies. So you'll notice in this account, there's a lot, but hopefully every one of you have already linked your policies and you're checking this every day to make sure there's no new unlinked policies to link. But that's a really great thing about Integrity is we do get policy data from the carrier. So we're letting you know if that policy is active, declined, and then you'll be able to filter that way too, like who are your active, people by a certain carrier, by a certain product. And then down here at the bottom is recent activity. So surprisingly, agents don't think to scroll to the very bottom to quickly get to the contact they've been working with or to see if any of their contacts have been doing any changes like in their plan enroll accounts. So if you are working with a contact, I find the easiest way to get back to it is just scroll to the bottom and click the name instead of like going to clients and searching. Scrolling to the very bottom and just clicking the name is a quick way to get to a contact you've already been working with. All right. So I do see some questions coming through. Tyler, yes, the 48-hour rule is going away for AEP. That's for plan year 2027. And yes, when you send a scope of appointment, I imagine I'm not sure what that'll look like for the 48-hour rule. So right now, Integrity has that 48-hour tracking for agents. I'm not sure what that looks like October 1st. So we will see together, I'm sure. Rudy, what if the policy is one where we do not have integrity access? So, unfortunately, if you do not have those contracts within that integrity umbrella, you will not see that policy data for that client within here. Okay, so I know right now a lot of agents are, starting to gather, prescriptions, making sure, their clients are aware that you are still their agent. You can be sending communication pieces out to your existing clients. The only thing that you cannot do right now, right, is talk about any sort of plan specifics or even say that you can talk about, 2027 details, but you can absolutely be talking to your existing clients about, scheduling appointments in October and updating their information right now. So I know that's what a lot of you are doing. And so how you do that, you will go to clients here on the left. And I know this is where a lot of you have been spending your time and you are all not alone, okay? I promise. But when you're in here, as you're adding clients in the top right-hand corner, you just click Add New. And then this is where you can create new contacts. You only have to have first name, last name, phone number. But ideally, if you're providing that exceptional service, right, you're filling everything out that you can. Because what's going to happen is it makes all the steps afterwards a lot smoother. So it's going to fill everything into the scope. It's going to fill everything into the quote. It's going to fill everything into the application. So doing the work first and putting the data in there makes all of the other steps a lot easier. And then once you do have the contacts created, I like to use Kevin here for my training. So you'll notice a lot of activity in Kevin's contact record. But once you do have the contact created, this is where, you can add reminders. This is where you can schedule appointments. This is where you can invite them to get synced. This is a great way to start practicing this and get your clients familiar with this. So we put this invite in the contact record. That way it reminds you that this is a tool that you can be using. This get synced invite means you're inviting them to click a link to get synced with you, which means they are entering in their information, making sure it's correct. They're entering in their own prescriptions, their own doctors, their own pharmacy, and they're doing the scope of appointment as well. So that way you're not having to enter in everything yourself. It's a way for your clients to enter in the information themselves. And then that way you're ready, to run quotes and schedule appointments for October 15th. Susan, you can export your clients from Medicare app and import them into Integrity. Yes, you can do that. I will just let you know that if you are going to use the import feature, so it is within clients over here on the left, and then import up here at the top. When you're importing, you do have to have phone number and email. You have to have both for the import feature. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware of that. Jeff had asked what carriers are not using Integrity, and that is a great question. I don't know of many that are not using Integrity, and if there is one, we will do our part in trying to get it added. So I would say majority of carriers are on here. Gary asked, can we be cross-selling? Will that activity show in the system? You can be cross-selling. Yes, that policy data will come over for some of the carriers for the ancillary products. You just can't do the applications on here yet. That is still a feature we are building out for you guys. But like I said, once you're in the contact, this send invite is another feature that agents are using right now to get the data updated. The legacy safeguard, hopefully, if they're an existing client, you've already enrolled them in this service. This is, one of those services you offer for free to help them and also help you keep them. So if you haven't already done this, maybe this is a time you are saying that you have this new service to offer your existing clients. That way they don't go anywhere and lose that service, right? And then over here on the left, this is also a place where agents are spending some time right now. So this platform lets you organize your book of business however you want, and there's no limit to it. And how you do that is through custom tags. So this is what we're calling a way for you to organize your book of business. So like right now for Kevin, I can see this campaign. I sent him the plan enroll personal agent website campaign. So I know that he's been on my agent site. I know he has a plan enroll account. I guess that's probably how I should have said that. If you see this tag, this means that they do have a plan enroll account with you. And then custom tags, this is, I can tell that Kevin is a veteran. Memberships, again, he has a plan enroll account. And I will show you products just quickly, but don't be discouraged. Like I said, I use this for training. He has all of the products and all of the statuses, but this will show, your uh the current products with the client. They won't have all of them, I promise, because they can't. As you scroll down, you'll see the calendar again. This is where you can schedule that appointment for life or health. Health can be, any health. It can be, your ACA. You can be using this for your ACA appointments. That way you're having everything in one place, right? This can be your cancer, heart attack, and stroke meetings, your hospital indemnity meetings, Medicare Advantage meetings, and Medicare supplement meetings. You can do 30 minutes or 60 minutes. You can do office, home, or phone call. It's going to ask if you need a scope of appointment. If you do, it's going to send the scope of appointment to them right away. And then it's going to let you continue to book the meeting with them. And again, this syncs with your Outlook or Google Calendar, so you will not be double booking. You'll notice like I can't book from 8:45 to 10:15 because I have some meetings in there. And then this is how you also pick how you want your client to be notified of the meeting. So you can invite them, you can notify them via email, or you can notify them via text message. You get to pick. And then they'll get a text right away letting them know it was scheduled. And again, they're going to get a text or email the day before their meeting. As you scroll down, this is also where you can see the recent activity that's going on with your client. This is all the contact details if you need to edit it. And then as you scroll down, this is also where you'll see this is one of the places where you will see the new Medicare-Medicaid Eligibility Check. So this is one of those brand new features that Integrity Connect now has where you can verify, their Medicare number, their Part A, their Part B, their LIS, their Medicaid, the current plan they're on. You'll be able to verify all of that in here. This client I already verified, so it's saying their Part A and Part B. The Medicaid isn't known because I don't have a Medicaid ID in there. And then they have full LIS and the start and end dates. All right. And then under Connect, like I said, this is where a lot of agents are spending time right now. This is where they're texting their clients. This is where they're calling their clients. Again, you don't have to use this business line if you don't want to, but I would recommend that you do. That way you can use the AI features and get the AI notes from the calls and meetings and texts that you've been doing. This is also where you can send a scope of appointment. All right, now we're going to go to documents. This is one of the brand new features in here too. So you can now upload your own PDF document. So if you are gathering things by paper, obviously you can do, if you have a brick and mortar and you have an office and you have a walk-in, or any kind of situation where you have paper mailed back to you, you can scan and upload them to the Integrity Connect platform now. And then that way you have everything in one place. And so you'll notice here there is a scope of appointment, but it's letting me know that I did it on the platform. So even though you are doing it via text or email, we will still put the document here for you in documents. And then our document uploader, we use AI for this. So if I upload someone's driver's license here, it is going to recognize that it was a driver's license. Okay. Oh, this one didn't do it. So it's making it as other. Whoops. Yeah, other. So this one the AI didn't upload, but it is gonna upload the file for me. But I would love to show you what the AI one looks like. Let's see if I can upload a paper scope. That way you can see the AI working. Okay, so here, this is the AI working. It is recognizing that it is a scope of appointment. So I am going to import with Ask Integrity. What it's doing is it's scanning the document for property fields that Integrity Connect has. And then it's going to put it side by side. So I put in a scope of appointment for Susan Smith, which I don't want to change Kevin's name to Susan Smith. So I'm going to click Kevin and Bacon over here. And then it's telling me the date of appointment, date of signature, products discussed, and I can upload and update the contact. But if I had maybe a typo in the name, I would be able to update that from the document uploader. Products, again, this is where you see any pending, current, or previous. Medical profile, this is where you save providers, prescriptions, and pharmacy. All of you should be familiar with this and be updating this information in here. The really cool thing about this is if you have it in here and your client uses your Get Synced or your website, they'll be able to see what you have on file for them for their providers, prescriptions, and pharmacy. So they don't have to update, they can just edit, which is really, really nice. And then some of the other new features are within the quoting part. So I'm going to show you there are two ways to run a quote. Ideally, how you run a quote is you create that contact record and you're starting the quote from the contact record because it has the zip, it has, the age, it has everything in there that you need. Or you can come up here to quick quote and you can just run a quick quote and enter in the information on the quick quote. But I'm going to run a quote from Kevin. You can do life, health, and wealth. This is, again, something only Integrity has. You can do your final expense, your term, your IUL. You can do your Medicare Advantage, your Medicare Supplement now. You can do your wealth, your annuities within here as well. For this example, I'm going to do health because I want to show you the brand new Medicare supplement option. So you'll notice whenever you click health, you now have this awesome option for Medicare supplement. And you'll notice it automatically did the gender and tobacco and date of birth for me because I did it through Kevin, so I'm not having to re-enter all of that. And then by default, this is going to show you all carriers, okay? And if you want to be able to just see the carriers you're appointed with, you will have to add those appointments in your account settings, okay? So you just hit your profile icon, go to account, and go to selling permissions if you want to be able to do that. The other reason you would want to self-attest your Medicare supplement carriers is so it shows on your Plan Enroll website so people can run their own quotes for MedSup there as well. You'll have to put in your your own Medicare supplement writing numbers in the account settings. But to run a quote and do enrollments, you don't have to do that. So, for example, I just ran a quote. It does by default Plan G. You can change that. So if I wanted to do Plan N, I can change it to Plan N. The effective date, if they're 65 or older, will default to the beginning of the next month. You can sort by AM Best rating. This is where you can apply the discounts. If you know that it's going to be a roommate, you can just check roommate. If you know that both are going to be taking a policy, you can do multi-insured. You can select both. I would recommend just selecting one so you know which one you're looking at. So if I'm looking at multi-insured for a plan N, this is going to be $133.77 a month. So you'll see over here on the right, I'm looking at it monthly. The household discount is 6%. Again, that's if both take a policy. And this is for HealthSpring. You can do side-by-side comparisons. You just check that box. You can go into plan details. This is where you'll see the age increase and the rate increase history. This is also where it breaks down, what Medicare pays, what the plan pays, and what the consumer will pay. You can share this with a client. And we are working on the print button still. That will come really, really soon, I promise. But the print button is going to be awesome because it's going to put the agent info at the top, really nice and pretty. That way you can give them a copy. But that is another document I would save to the contact record and documents. I would save that quote in there. That way you know you have that history of what you sent them for their quote. And then there are some carriers, whenever you hit the enroll button, so you'll notice every carrier has an enroll button, and some of them are built into the platform. It will, whenever we were doing trainings for the CSG MedSup e-app, I was telling you to get really familiar with it because that's what it's going to be like when you use it on Integrity Connect. So if the carrier has that e-app built in to the platform, so for example, let's see, I know UHC is, let's see. So when I click enroll, it's going to be asking me for my producer ID. So that's again why you don't have to do the permissions. Once you put in your producer ID to enroll, you won't have to do it again. And then it'll open a new tab and take you to the application. So no additional login needed. You can do that Medicare supplement app right through here. The other carriers that do not have it built in, when you click enroll, it's just going to open a new tab to the carrier portal. And then that is where you can complete the application for that Medicare supplement carrier. I am going to go back real quick because I feel like the Medicare-Medicaid Eligibility Check feature, the newest feature, is the best feature. So when I hit start a quote and I go to health and I do Medicare Advantage, this is, oh, well, it's not going to work on him because I already did it on him. But let me go back to a different client. Let's try Jamie. Start a quote, health, Medicare Advantage. This is where that run eligibility check will pop up for you. So if you're going to use this feature, which syncs with CMS, I highly recommend that you do this. That way you're submitting accurate information and you know for sure what you're working with. You will have to have their first and last name. If it's a junior senior, you're going to have to put junior or senior in the last name. You're going to have date of birth and you're going to have the MBI. Once you do run that eligibility check, that's where it's going to put it side by side on what CMS has versus what you have. And you can update the contact record from there on what CMS has. That way you know you have the Medicare number right, you have Part A and Part B right, and you know their current plan too. All right. I know I'm at 10 o'clock, and I know Anna, Patrick, and Integrity are doing a Medicare supplement training right now. So if you do have to go, I completely understand. But if anyone does have further questions on anything on here, I would love to get them answered for you. I am going to continue to a Medicare Advantage quote real quick and show you some of the other new kind of smaller features. So over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice like you can filter by benefit now. So Part B, dental, you can filter by the policy, you can filter by DSNP, you can filter by, just show me the plans, the doctors and network. Just show me the plans, the pharmacies and network. You can filter by carrier. You can do side-by-side comparisons. I know on our platform, so many agents were so impressed with the voice signature process. It saved so much time and headache for the client, right? Using the voice signature that we have on here. And yeah, I'm gonna look at the questions now. Um, Susan, is this where MedSup shows now? Yes, yep, I just showed you that. Can the appointment times be altered to longer times? So as of right now, Denise, no, but that is coming with version 2. Yes. Rudy no longer needs CSG app. So Rudy, as of right now, the only thing that you might need CSG app for is the dental and hospital indemnity. But you no longer need it for Medicare supplement. It is now in Integrity Connect. Chantel fixed the audio. Yes, you will be able to watch the replay on our YouTube channel. It's Eldercare Broker. Show me how to add MedSup. Yes, I can show you that. Okay. So in the top right, you'll see your profile icon and you'll go to account and you'll go to selling permissions. You'll scroll down here to manual attested permissions. And then you'll click health, other health, and then this is where you can add a new one. Whoops. You'll click add new, and this is where you add your Medicare supplement carriers. So you'll have to pick the carrier, the state, and your producer ID you'll have to put in there. Did everyone see how you add your Medicare supplement? The other thing that's new is if you do have an agency and you have an agency logo, under agent profile, you can now add your company logo. That way it shows up on the plan enroll site too. I know I'm throwing a lot at you in a short time. But you'll notice I'm very to the point. Sarah asked, can you speak more on campaigns? Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of agents are spending their time in the marketing tab right now. So over here on the left-hand side, you'll see marketing. You'll just have to click new campaign in the top right. You'll have to make a name for it. The only things that you can do in bulk is email. So you'll notice you have an option for email and text, but the only mass thing that you can do, like if you wanted to send all of your clients a message, is email. And then this is where agents are playing around and seeing what email templates or campaigns that we have available to you. So we have this one to have them create a plan enroll account. This is also that get synced link. So if you're wanting them to create an account and update their information and meet with you, I would send them this one. You can, and this top one does include the SOA, so keep that in mind, but you can do just the SOA. So if you wanted to mass email all of your clients to do their scope of appointment, you can do that. I will say if you are going to be doing campaigns through here, just give your clients a heads up. I would I've kind of learned this the hard way with agents kind of switching to this marketing campaign through Integrity Connect is, they're bombarded with a lot of information and something new coming from a different email, they might not trust it. So I would definitely communicate that with your client. If you're doing postcards right now, you can say, this is, be on the lookout for that co-branding plan enroll with your agency logo. Just let them know that it is you and, your new way of securely and quickly, being able to meet with people. There's happy birthday messages. These options here, where it says 2026, these will update for 2027, October 1st. These are the AI campaigns that will go with those Ask Integrity shopper tags that we do. So that's not new. We have done that for many years now. But if you're not familiar with it, come October 1st, if you've done the work and put your clients in, linked policies, added doctors, prescriptions, we will automatically tag your clients certain priorities, and these campaigns go with that. So this first one to tell their client their plan is not available for the next year. Those are priority one, right? To tell the client their plan and prescriptions and pharmacy may be out of network. To tell clients they should review. Those are the main three that agents are using. And then we do have them all in Spanish. We have all of the holidays. If you want to ask for referrals, if you want to make sure they're using their benefits, if they're just a new enrollment check-in, coverage check-in, ask if they know their DSNP eligibility, and then this new one, calendar and scheduling. This is one of those ones I talked about at the very beginning, that how we're helping agents with this campaign. So it'll just say, schedule an appointment. It'll have your photo, your information, and then that way they can schedule an appointment with you. If there's anything I kind of missed on something that you do that you want to know if this platform does it, please ask me. This platform is built for you by agents. We listen to what you have to say and we want to keep making it better for you. But I hope that this kind of inspired you and maybe had a light bulb moment to make the switch to using Integrity Connect, this platform. Agents who use it, this is a number that we can prove. Agents that use this technology write 79% more apps. 79% more apps than agents who don't use this technology. So just think about how this technology can help you truly grow and service your clients better, right? You'll be able to have that full line of sight into your entire book of business like you deserve to have. So please reach out to us here at Eldercare, 1-800-777-9322, and watch for our email for the recording and more trainings. And I hope you all have a great AEP, and hopefully I'll see most of you at our conference in 2 weeks. Have a great day, everyone.